From the most vicious knockouts in combat sports to the high-speed battles that leaves your insides without support to the insane plays on the basketball court. Hostro Bulls talk sports. Welcome, Hostro fam, to another Hardwood and Astroturf live talk show where your boys talk sports. We got Ray in the panel and we got Cody in the panel, having a little bit of technical difficulties on his camera today, but that's all right. We got a good lineup for you guys today. We got NBA, so we can talk some NBA, what happened during the past 7 days in NBA world. We're talking F1 and we're talking UFC. We have some other mentions as well, so stay tuned for that. But as always, before we get into it, let's catch up with the Astro Bros and see what's going on. This week, we can start with Rayvon. Ray, what's the action, my brother? I can't hear you for some reason.
Again. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's I don't know if that's my signature note or something. So, but
it happens, man. It
anyway,
happens.
I'm ready to talk. Ready to talk some basketball. Interested to talk with your predictions. As if you checked it out on the Instagram page, we posted it today. Updated leaderboard to the predictions. So we got some interesting stuff to talk about, especially with Cody. Um, he declared himself the what expert if he was to get all right this week. So welcoming the expert this week. But I give you a little props. Give you a little props. So yeah, just interested to get into some NBA talk.
Nice, nice. Cody, what's the action, man? I haven't heard you in 7 days, my brother.
My brother, listen to me. If I was on camera today, you would have seen me in a suit for your
See?
funeral. For your funeral, because you're coming on this week.
Yeah,
So
boy. I had a terrible prediction week. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah, your dad are married this week, bro. I would have kind of pay my respects.
I like Solomon Grundy. That was the end. But yeah, man. How you feeling to talk some UFC today, man? They had a few fights this weekend.
I
Nothing crazy, but it's UFC, so
is USC and some crazy happened, but I don't know if I want to talk Max today because it could break my heart if I go talk Max. We get into
well,
it
we
later,
can
man.
get
Yeah, yeah.
into it. We can get right into it. So, people, we can dive right into the NBA talk. We can start off with last week's predictions. We had, oh my god, we had,
You might belly no
we
cut
had,
yeah.
yo, yeah, I heard it, but we had the Jazz versus Hawks. Usually, the birds be singing in the morning, but Jazz bring the music to the Hawks. Rayvon, talk to us about that game, man.
It was a great game. Donovan Mitchell was putting on an exceptional performance.
As per say,
As per,
thank
I give
you.
you a props. You've been on that Donovan Mitchell train from the jump. I can't take away your credit there. And Jordan Clarkson has been the flamethrower that he usually is. I think he had a segment where he scored like I don't know like 9 straight points. He might just I don't know. He's just like instant offense. Step on the court
Yeah,
bucket. Step on the court
Mhm.
bucket. Like I don't know, man. He is unconscious when he gets ready. But the Hawks has just been it's just been atrocious on defense. Truthfully, Trey Young got his, but the rest of the team just really couldn't get it going. I
Yeah.
feel like John Collins could have been more involved. I don't know how, but I find like he is he's considered kind of a star on their team, but like his load or his offensive load or his load on the whole seems to vary from game to game. I don't know what they're doing. Like try to feed him some more to get him going a little bit more, but yeah, the Hawks are done bad. Uh, kind of disappointing start to the season. Not kind of very disappointing start to the season, given they would have been in in the Eastern Conference Finals last season, and
Yeah.
it's just been a pretty atrocious part, especially on defense. I can't really speak to why because they have a good defensive team. They've been relatively healthy. For most part, so I don't know what they're really missing. Um,
They're just
uh,
not informed,
yeah,
man.
they're just not informed, and they can't stop anyone. It seems so. It is a little tough. I can see it though. Gallinari has not been. Danilo Gallinari has not been as good as he has been for them last season so far.
Mhm.
So he's one that I could see that would have been an important piece for them throughout the season, especially off the bench. That hasn't been really cooking like that. Our Lou Williams, for that matter, Lou Williams has just become a gone from a super six man to just a regular guy, regular guy
Yeah.
off the bench. Hasn't really been doing much either. But you got to give the props to the Jazz. Simple, stupid, basic, get the job done. um, I don't. As I say, like I feel like the NBA fans probably has this perception of the Jazz is like, all right, we know that they can do good in the regular season. We just want to see them in the playoffs because every time we
Yeah.
get in playoffs, it's just all right. You can crumble and fall all the time. Show me something different this time. We know that you can be a great regular season team. Like that is proven. So I
Mhm.
don't have much to say about the Jazz as per usual. We know they can win a lot of games.
Fair
Got a
enough.
question for you,
Cody,
though,
you
right?
got
Yeah,
any?
sure.
Yeah, I just got a question. Looking at your Hawks and out of form and stuff.
Hmm.
If this continues throughout the season, Trey, are you looking for a new team next season?
Nah, I think that's pretty
Nah.
premature. Yeah, yeah. I can see that the Hawks last year started out like 14 and 22 or something like that, and then just like that, they end up in the fourth seed, fifth seed, fourth or
Yeah.
fifth seed last year. So I feel like just like that, they flipped that switch. I mean, it came with a coaching change. I don't think they can plan to change the coach because they
Yeah.
just signed the coach, so a big deal. But I feel like they may be able to flip that switch. Maybe just get like at least a start a 2 game winning streak or something like that might just be what they need to get them going. But I don't think that they will stay down for the for the entire season. The season is yet young, despite it's been like about 12 games for most teams by now.
All right, I want to start my agenda here from early as
Sure.
of today. Trey Young needs to go in a bigger market. Trey Young, I want to talk to you personally, my dude. Real quick. I know you can never hear this, but just in case you ever do, sir, you need to go to a bigger
That's
market
so
and play.
contradicting.
You you need to go to the bigger market. I think the Hawks are not the team for you. I think they're too small a franchise. They're not winners. They don't have a winning mentality. They don't have it in their blood, in the veins, in the organization, in the team, in the coach either, sir. Sir, you are too good of a basketball player not to win a ring in your career. You are too good of a point guard, sir. You're going to be a top 5 point guard of all time. Are you saying it? No, sir. I'm saying it no. You have the
But you can't do
talent.
it with the Hawks.
Yeah, you can't do it with the Hawks. You have the talent. Please find a team that could work around you. Thank you. That is all I have to say.
My take on that is the Hawks. I think the Hawks just need another like Trae Young's the only real star on the team. Truthfully, um, he, as I said, John Collins is supposed to be that next man up, but they don't
You
play
know,
him. Yeah, they don't play him like he's that next man up. If you get what he's saying.
but the argument to that is gonna be Giannis is the only star really shooting. Chris Middleton, sure, is a good like how he's like second or well, but he's not really like a star like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Giannis got it done.
But
So
no, but it's a thing, right? I can't put. All right, Trae Young is on that caliber, but I feel like Giannis is a step above Trae Young's caliber of
um,
players. And then on top of that, you got Drew Holiday. Yes, these guys are not superstars, but they're like just all-star caliber players. If you get what you're
right.
saying, Trae Young don't really have any all-star caliber players on his team
Players.
at the moment. Like the only person
So
that could get there would probably be John Collins, and he hasn't been playing to that level of a hard. I don't even. There hasn't been a season that I've seen him play to an all-star caliber level as yet. We know he has the potential, but he is not. He hasn't fulfilled it, or they haven't empowered him to fulfill it. Because I think that is a factor in it too.
so basically, what we don't tell me is
Hmm.
he ain't got the team. So if he ain't got the team, to me, Trey Young needs to leave that organization.
Or the organization could
That's
get some people to the team.
Yeah, man.
like we
Spread
haven't
your
seen.
wings,
Yeah.
Trey
But
Young. Spread your wings and
Yes,
leave the
exactly.
nest.
Right.
Because
With
we
someplace
haven't
else.
seen them pull much people. I think Trae Young was a gem for them, to be quite honest with you, because nobody was going to the Atlanta Hawks thinking that they were going to be a serious basketball team.
Oh, fair. Well,
So
that's
so what would that ever change? We would think that all of a sudden no, they will start bringing top tier talent. I
well.
don't think they will.
Small market teams. The option for small market teams is to get players to the trade. So
Right. So
they have
they're
pieces
gonna
to
do
trade
trade
though.
for Scotty Barnes or something.
Scotty Barnes, come on. I know Scotty Barnes been looking exceptional as a rookie, but come on, he got some time to go.
That's
Uh,
right.
I actually don't know who would be a good fit next to Trey Young per se. Probably a big player. Like if the Sixers could have got like Trey Young,
Right.
that would be
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, that would be crazy to be honest. Um, but I don't know who would you trade for to pair with Trey Young. Like I think the Sixers is a good fit for me, but I can't think about any team that I could put together a package to get Trey Young
Ben
a
Simmons.
better player.
The
They could get Ben Simmons. It's
Yeah,
true,
so
but
we
who you
could
giving
trade
up?
Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks could get for base. So I think that's the type of small market mentality that he has. A small market team. It's perfect for him.
I don't. The Hawks ain't gonna trade Trey Young though. You know this.
Yeah, you know this. Not for the Ben Simmons.
What they could do, they might trade for Ben Simmons. That is a possibility. It might eat into their depth, but it is
But
a.
that don't make no sense
It,
because Ben Simmons is a point guard as well. He ain't getting play over Trail. He
but
plays
but
a shooter.
but that's the thing. That's the thing. I think they were gonna change how Ben Simmons is used uh, in the half court because you got Trey Young as the as he the start of the show. Truthfully, like I think they got a term for it. I think it's called like heliocentric offense where everything revolves around that player.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like that is Trey Young. Like Trey Young and Luca or and Harden when he was at the Rockets.
Rockets.
That's the type of player that they are. Um, so that could win. Like you could some players could carry that load, but it just come a point where you need somebody else. And I guess if there's any better example is James Harden trying to make it to the
To
finals
the
and what's
Rockets.
not. Yeah, like it
Yeah.
hasn't worked out. So I feel like Ben Simmons coming in. Ben Simmons got up the defense that they're struggling with, and he could be a secondary playmaker. He don't have to have the ball in his hands all the time. Truthfully, and Trey Young can play off the ball too. He's got a good shot. He he's a good off the ball player too because he's not. Yes, he the offense revolves around him, but like sometimes like Bogdanovich and said Danilo Gallinari are initiates the offense sometimes and has Trey on playing off ball and it works out and it worked out last year, but it just hasn't been clicking so far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know when it can start clicking either, but
Mm.
hopefully Hawks could, I don't know, gather some type of cohesion and get some things going on their side.
Hmm.
The other prediction that we had, the other prediction game was between Phoenix and Memphis Grizzlies. Phoenix rise, man, from the ashes. Crazy.
Uh,
Burn the Grizzlies hard.
yeah.
And I know last week we thought that this was going to be a close
Yeah.
matchup. When I
We,
saw it, I was like, well,
No come with
okay,
that no.
we,
What do you mean?
okay.
No come with that no. Hey,
Let
hey.
me let me let out
Brandy,
Cody
Brandy
out of
Clip.
this
I know what I
conversation.
thought. Nothing about.
But Raybon was explaining why he thought
It would have been a
Grizzlies and
good game.
Phoenix would have
Yeah.
been a nice close battle. Unfortunately, it wasn't,
Mhm.
and I took another hit. So this week I was 0 for 2 on the predictions. That made Raybon the leader in the predictions right
Yeah.
now. Cody following
Woohoo!
by 1, and I following by 2 off the lead. But yeah, walk us through that game, Raybon.
So it was just pure dominance for the Suns straight off the bat. Um, the Grizzlies gonna guard nothing. Truthfully, I don't know. I think they got the worst defense in the league or second worst somewhere right now.
The
Um,
Yeah.
Rockets is this.
yeah, John Morant was pretty explosive in the first half of the game, but the team just wasn't. The rest of the team just wasn't there. Truthfully, they were fouling a
Uh,
lot.
Another Hawks type of comparison, I
Yeah,
guess. Where one
yeah,
where one player is good and
yeah,
the rest of the team
yeah.
is
That's
not
it.
that great.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
comparison. Truthfully, obviously Memphis don't have the expectations that the Hawks would have placed on themselves based on their performance from last season. But
Mhm.
John Morant would have started the season hot. It looked promising, and now they're just withering into the abyss. Truthfully,
Going into
like,
hibernation, no
yeah,
one
yeah,
sees coming.
it's true. Scary.
So yeah,
Um,
yeah.
uh, the Phoenix Suns just came out dominated. Um, Chris Paul was picking Steven Adams apart in the pick and roll. It was just absolutely insane. I love to see him and Chris Paul as being aggressive. Truthfully, he there was I can't remember which point of the game it was, but he just had like three straight buckets, three straight mid range shots from that elbow jumper that he's so well known for. He was just cooking. He was just cooking that defense. Truthfully, they didn't have any answer at the end. Going approaching the end of the third quarter, it was like 98 to 50 something. It was like, all right, that's a game for me. I don't need to watch anymore. So
Yeah.
and they didn't really stand a chance.
Did they even crack 100? I think.
And no,
I think they ended with 90 something
yeah,
points.
yeah,
The Grizzlies.
yeah, or 80. I don't think they get that much. Truthfully,
Something.
but I feel for the Grizzlies that they've been going downhill. And a good comparison team to them might be like the Hornets that would have started out hot. I know they're just slowly falling off game by game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cody, you got any mentions on that game?
That man just remind me of the EPL teams. Like Brighton, I think they will see early in the season, up in first and second, then by midway stage, I'm in relegation zone.
Yeah.
The same type of thing with the Hornets and the team that you want to call it, the Grizzlies. So. John Morant though, I don't know if I still get this comparison though, but he looks like the boy for Crystal Palace, Zaha, who is too good for the team that he's on. Like, he's playing for Man United or somebody of that sort. Like, that's the type of thing John Morant is on. Actually, if he want to link up with Trae Young at any point in time,
I was just gonna say that. He's that's so much like Trae Young.
Yeah. So if John Morant and Trae Young want to link, I actually got a chance to win a conference, but not necessarily win the NBA Finals, but a conference. Guys, please link up. I hit begging, man. I want to see some proper basketball. LeBron almost died this year, 19 of LeBron. LeBron lasted 23. So it's time for new people to really blood and win the championship when games come, man.
LeBron can be in the league.
Talent.
LeBron can be in the league till Bronny can step in the league.
Yeah, we're talking about Bronny. Bronny dunking these days. Bronny got hot snow.
What do you mean? I see the man floating in the air. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What's scary? Always I see LeBron caption it.
Yeah. Yeah, what?
Scary hours is right. Let me know how that can go.
Bronny gets the hook like
Scary hours till he meet the league.
Boy. But I mean, he ain't got some big expectations. He got some big shoes to fill, truthfully.
Yeah.
Literally.
He can definitely have a chip on his shoulder. He definitely have to prove himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially.
I got a question though. No, like you bring that up. Like, are there many sons that are as good as their fathers in sporting terms? Because normally sons don't live up to the hype.
Yeah, like Steph Curry father. Steph Curry way back than he father who was.
Yeah, but I think Cody mentioning something different, like when your father's great.
Yeah, because like the boy don't talk about Dell in the same like talk as like Magic or like Bird or something. But
I don't feel like
monster.
Who sons that in the league that was really good? I don't feel like we had a situation where the father was so great and then the son was also great. As yet, I can name somebody. Exactly. Father was great, but the sons haven't been so great. That's like pretty easy.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I could also do the flip side. I could do really fathers were not great, but the sons that great. Like, yeah, that we never had.
But most of those situations is when the fathers didn't really give anything like any benchmark for the sons to pass.
Yeah,
so
correct.
Whether they made the league or not, that probably would have been good enough.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I can't think of a player at all. It might be somebody from maybe back in the 80s that I don't really know, but I can't.
Understand.
Yeah.
So the odds really are stacked against my boy Bronny, but got faith in him.
It's true.
Yeah. Faith and hard work, I guess.
Well, that's the only thing he can really do. Like that is what will put him above the rest because he got the I guess the best person in his corner that you could possibly want. You know.
He got a good example, and I guess if he could keep his head down, listen to some good counsel, I'm pretty sure LeBron will put him in a good space in order to excel in the NBA.
To be honest, Hans, he had the best of everything. He went to the best schools. for the in basketball terms, he'd be literally around every single top NBA player that exists in this generation. So it just Bronny. He'd be around Anthony Davis and all these sort type of guys too.
Yeah, like
So
he had that exposure, right?
right.
So
So like he has literally been equipped with every single and he mother tall too and he father tall. So he ain't got these probably like genetically he should be good. Financially and everything that he would need in terms of basketball training and everything, he should be good. And then all the mentorship around him as well. So he's really like to me the first example of how of the true what potential NBA player could reach.
Yeah.
The maximum potential probably.
Hmm.
Because
nice.
LeBron didn't come necessarily from all the things that Bronny would come from. So he probably has still some lacking there. Whereas Bronny has everything. So let's see if he could actually surpass his father. But
Nice.
it's not for lack of resources to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Anyways, people, we are pressed for time for our first break. So we're gonna take our first break shortly, and then we're gonna come back and talk more Bronny, maybe, and extend the conversation to who's hot and who's not. So get ready for that, people.
Welcome back.
We are back, peoples. We're gonna get into who's hot and who's not. We can dive right into who's not hot right now, and Hawks is definitely one of them. Right, Vaughn?
Well,
Take it away, my brother.
I don't know if there's anything else need to be said. We already dived into for a young finding a different team and all sorts of other stuff. I think
Yeah, we went into
yeah,
it
we
pretty
went into some
deep, and yeah,
some detail.
I think to talk about Hawks right now is the overkill right
Yeah,
now.
for sure, for sure.
Heat though, Heat started off good,
Yeah.
and now somebody has turned the heat down, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or someone has
Somebody left it in
extinguished the
cold.
flame.
Something, man.
um,
He is off right now.
yeah, and just coming back down again to offensive output. Right now, Tyler Hero has been cooking for the Heat, and if Tyler Hero doesn't cook, it seems as though the Heat is not going to win at this moment. And
Yeah.
as I said before in the last stream, my only issue with them is with what would happen when the offense breaks down. Who is going to be there to save the day? And that's what's been happening. I think Jimmy was out with a little injury also. I'm not sure if he's coming back anytime soon. But
Ooh.
after a good start, they would have fallen. I think they're 7-5 now on the season, which isn't. It's still fifth in the East, which isn't too bad.
Uh,
But yeah, they're really they really simmered down after that hot start. That had the league in total fear. you know.
He stole on low, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, it's true. Bam, Bam is another one of those guys. I can't compare him to John Collins, but like
Mhm.
giving him more offensive load is another option for them. It is it's so hard to measure because his impact on defense is so good, is so
Mhm.
exceptional. But it's like, what else can they give him more offensive load? Because to be honest, he's great, but he has not reached that like offensive greatness as a center like that Joel Embiid has or Jokic has, or even
Mhm.
Karl Anthony Towns, truthfully. But
Get that plug real quick.
no, it's just being the offensive body that those players have. Bam doesn't really have. I've seen that he's worked on developing it and what's not, but I don't think
He's
they're
a
giving
great
him the
support
reps.
player, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
truthfully, and that's what he came into the league as. Truthfully, he
Mhm.
was just a guy that can set screens and roll to the rim and dunk, alley oop and dunk on people, and he developed his game, which is phenomenal, always phenomenal to see. But I know there are some limitations to his skill that
Mhm.
are I guess that are being highlighted now, and they are not being developed on because I don't think that he himself is being as aggressive as he could be, or he's being
Mhm.
put in a position to be more aggressive to kind of get some reps being more of an offensive creator. Truthfully,
So I guess he has some stuff to work on in terms of improving his game. Like when
yeah,
he's called upon to get things going, he
yeah,
could actually make an impact.
yeah,
That will help out the team then.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Nice.
So um, it's just a matter too. Kyle Lowry hasn't been good on offense at all. He has
Mhm.
been good in terms of offensive impact because to me he has, as I said before, when we had initially talking about Taylor Hero and talking about the acquisition of Kyle Lowry, Kyle Lowry has, I would say, been a great compliment to Taylor Hero in terms of pushing the pace and getting that up tempo offense,
Mhm.
and I can see that that's Taylor Hero is still averaging 20 something points off the bench, yo. Like,
Mhm.
Yo,
and I think is very very linked to Kyle Lowry's offensive impact, but Kyle Lowry himself has to really step up his game to put some points on the board. Not only just driving the offensive philosophy, but actually getting some buckets. Truthfully, um,
Right. But what I've seen from his game, though, it seems like he was playing a facilitator's
yeah,
role most of the time.
yeah, and it could be him figuring out how to was the best way to gel with the team. I know you had training camp and whatnot, but some of those things still take time. At the end of the day, we could see a good example would be
Right.
Lakers, but he's
Mhm.
gonna gain the reps. I feel like he's gonna get back to that Kyle Lowry that we know, getting the buckets. Jimmy's gonna come back strong
Yeah.
and do their thing. I think they're going to be fine. You just gotta, as I say, get some more, get some more chemistry going. Um, be more efficient on the offensive end. They've been doing good on defense as
Yeah.
we expect. So just some more reps. It's still, and they say the season is still yet young. So we got a
Mhm.
lot more basketball to play.
Right. I know Cody would be excited to hear this one. Knicks. Knicks aren't as hot as
ah,
they were.
boy.
Mm.
Somebody put a piece of ice cube in their cup, so they're cooling off a little bit.
I know Cody might be excited to talk about the Nets downfalls because of that little
I'm a hater.
PTSD. Yeah. So what are you thinking about the Nets so far, Cody? Like after the hot
This,
start.
this is just like every other bang average Premier League team that we see when it
Why
comes to
use the
this
same
thing.
analogy
Yeah.
again?
Same analogy. Because we see Brighton like top of the league
Mhm.
after 4 games. Ah, Brighton here, top four challenge. Come on, man. I didn't necessarily see same shit. Oh god, Julius Randle. It's like a fella get a hot streak and score like 4 goals in 4 games or something. I mean, like,
Mhm.
boy, that's my golden boot. Title challenge coming. Come on, Julius Randle. Julius Randle about to carry the Knicks to the promised land. The Knicks? Nah, bro. The Knicks is a bottom team. They're bottom feeders. They're about to be where they should be. The pecking order
Mm.
is just slowly going to where it naturally should be, and they're going to
Number
be
is that?
bottom because they're
Oh.
bottom feeders. That's what they are.
Well,
And they're glad. They're
Those are
glad,
some
man.
heavy
Oh.
comments.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, wait,
I,
wait, 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 come on. Yeah, there's heavy comments. But where we see the next in the last couple of years, not down in
yeah, true.
the blind bottom.
Basketball purgatory, that's what you call it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That Knicks not associated with playoffs. And them in the garden talk about fuck Trey, you don't fuck Trey. You don't, that's the different experience. That's different joy. The
Bing
thrill.
bong.
Them,
You ain't seen all them Bing Bong tweets now, which is sad. Um, but my thoughts. The Knicks bench are better than the Knicks bench players are better than the Knicks starters at this point. It is so sad.
exactly.
It
And
is
what I
so
said.
sad. It is so sad. Julius Randle has turned into Carmelo on offense to me. People used to call Carmelo the black hole because when the ball goes there, it just disappears. I mean, he's a guy that assists, but like he's going to take the shot. He can take the tough shots. Sometimes the shots that don't really make sense, and that is I can say that's Tom Thibodeau's fault for running the offense through Julius Randle. Truthfully, I feel like honestly last year was an anomaly to his shooting because I don't know how it would have kept up. Like his mid range shooting was off the charts. Like handling the face contested tools, that was a big part of the Nets offense last year, and it just so
Mhm.
happened that Julius Randle was making these shots. No, he's not making these shots. Well, was the resolution there? And it happened in the playoffs against
Mhm.
said the Hawks, said Trae Young. They were they were locking on everybody else, and Julius Randle was the one that was supposed to beat them. And many nights end the games with like shooting like 30% from the field on all sorts of things, and we just seeing a reoccurrence of that now just in the regular season. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
uh, they gotta find some way to generate offense outside of Julius Randle post ups and contested tools. Truthfully, when the bench come on, you see the ball movement, you see the activity, you see everything, you see the way what they call the way how to play basketball, and
Mhm.
the offense look the game the team on the whole just looks so much better, and like I think the one of the other games, Tom Thibodeau would have just subbed out the whole starting five and just let the bench play the whole fourth quarter because that's how bad the starting five was playing. Like, it is atrocious. And RJ Barrett was looking good for a couple games and then just quit, so he just flamed out. Not sure what's gone into him either. So,
So you mean to tell me, right, in the whole season, the Knicks really got like 10 good games in them?
come on, I can't say that yet. I don't think is to that point to press the alarm. I mean,
I will
But you
press
know how
the
haters
alarm.
is pressing
yeah,
the
exactly.
alarm,
That's true.
I will
you know
press the
he,
alarm
he
now.
he can't wait to get his fingers on that
Your fingers
Oh
already
yeah,
there.
so.
button.
So if I was gonna wear a suit just for you, and you two bad predictions this week, you can't imagine what you could do to the Knicks when the regular season end and then when the playoff contention. Oh my god, I can't wait for that day, huh? So I
Hashtag
got something
Cody the
special coming.
General.
Yeah, you can see something special. You can see something special for sure.
Yes,
'cause,
Cody's choosing violence today.
yeah, all day, every day, chat. All day, especially the Knicks. Come on, I'm a hater.
That's fine. That's fine. Let me move on to who's hot though. Warriors have not cooled off. That boy
Oh.
Steph. Oh
Boy, don't miss.
God.
Boy, don't miss.
Chef Curry
boy
with the
Steph.
shot, boy. Look, oh my god, I don't know, man. Like at this point, just speechless. I can't really
Yeah.
say much. You guys saw that picture with him
Yeah.
shooting a tree
Yeah.
and looking at the crowd before the tree even went in. Like that is so disgraceful.
Iconic.
Yeah,
Iconic.
that is so. Oh my god. Like whoa.
He got the sauce.
Yeah.
Hey, he got the sauce.
MVP front runner right now. I guess we could kind of tap that off into this point now. Who do you guys think? Well, who do you guys have for the MVP at this point in the season between Steph and KD? Because KD
Stephen,
been running it too.
Stephen, Alfonso,
I mean,
Curry.
I mean, Wardell.
Wardell. Ain't no way harder than Wardell. Wardell
Wardell
though?
Curry's the
That was
man.
even the name. That was
That's
what Dell picked.
no, that's his first name actually.
He
Yeah.
named Wardell Stephen Curry.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You sure though?
I sure
yes,
know.
we.
That was pretty poor. Curry part there, right? Leave a cat. I would
But,
never. I don't understand why he's only gonna be Steph. Man. You imagine being a commentator and go say Wardell regular. Oh my god, Wardell was 3. Yeah.
But I sound too bad, though. Honestly, I
Wardell.
don't sound too bad. I know. In Barbados is a definite.
All over the world, Wardell.
It's true.
What he might have done?
I don't know.
Because I don't understand the Dell part for Dell.
Yeah, yeah.
Walanda, that was your name?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Wardell? What's
I
our
don't know.
major thing is that? That's 2 names. Well,
But that's what I'm telling you. In Barbados,
Motherfucker,
that is not a
Caribbean for
name that will
sure.
make it for sure.
yeah.
He was so part of that.
Well, yeah. That
Where
boy,
they from? They're from Alabama or something?
I don't know where they're from.
I don't
Truthfully.
understand. Stephen, you guys come in my office and speak to me about one day. Right? I go
You mean-
understand that government.
You mean mums?
You gotta talk to your father.
Exactly. You
I want to talk the curse what I mean. So wait, what Steph Curry, brother.
I think that's what he actually named. I don't
Yeah.
know.
He named Steph.
Hmm
He got normal. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
And his sister
Mom,
named
you really gotta
Seidel.
talk to me what I want to do, bro.
But look, we getting out of hand with
Yeah,
this.
it's true.
But look though, back to your, I guess comparison
Yeah, yeah.
between Stephen Curry and KD. I think both of them have different games,
Mm-hmm.
like gaming styles, where you'll find KD hitting a lot mid-range shots,
Yeah.
jumpers and stuff like that.
That's his bread and
But-
butter.
Yeah, and Steph's bread and butter is the trees
Mm-hmm.
from anywhere on the court, basically. Once you pass that halfway
And
line.
it's true.
But I don't know. I think KD has had a harder season so far,
Mhm.
and the fact that he's been able to perform under the kind of pressure that he's been under and have to deliver a little bit more than Steph.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to give it to KD right now.
Yeah.
Just based on the challenges that he's had with the net so far.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't agree because Steph is making his team play better. He's making the offense play better. KD is not having that effect on his team. So even though he's scoring 30, 35 points a game, whatever the case may be, he help facilitate the offense. The whole Steph is are making the players run better, or making things run smoother. I ain't to say that he ain't got the team.
But is that
to
his
do
job
it.
though?
Who care about who job it is? You talking about MVP, most valuable player. Yeah, if you drop
Yeah,
35
but
points, if you
that's
drop
like
35
you
points and
saying-
your team is winning. Come on, man.
But that's like you comparing strikers and defense and midfielders in football or something. Like I think like KD has had to perform every single night in that split. That's my opinion. Yes,
Yeah.
we know Steph can hit his shots and things. We know Steph can facilitate too
Yeah.
because that's his job. But KD is a man to get the ball and put it in the net. So
Fair enough.
I don't know. I would
So
just have to
this is what
disagree
we're always
with
saying
that.
between a scorer and a shooter. This is what we're always
No,
saying.
no.
No.
Ain't the same thing.
Nah. Did I say anything?
Nah.
Both
But
shooters.
in this specific case, yeah. In this specific case, I understand Hassel's point because it's been it's been tough. F KD don't score, that team is going to lose, hands down.
Correct.
But the way that the Golden State team is playing, F Steph don't score, I don't feel like they're going to lose because
Yeah.
the team on
He
the
can
whole
still
is clicking.
facilitate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like-
this team's still clicking. FKD tries to facilitate. He can get a facilitator to no avail because his team is just ain't hitting like that, you know. And
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season, it was tough. They were losing a few games, but KD has been consistent, putting up the points that he needs to put up, doing his part at least.
Still waiting for
yeah,
the Bears
yeah.
to actually get it all together
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
You know, like,
And
he right now got a tougher job,
yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree. And Harden is playing the Steph Curry role on the Nets team. If you get what I'm
Hmm.
saying, he's a point guard for the team. Steph Curry too. Even though Steph Curry is not, I wouldn't call him a traditional point guard because he creates plays off the ball too, and I guess that's a little bit more unique to his specific play style. But back to your point, Hansel, the roles ain't really the same in that aspect. Yes, KD is there to facilitate the offense also, but it's just two kind of different dynamics. I don't know if they could really be
Yeah.
compared like that, but at the end of the day, they're still basketball players, and you would like them to be
Hmm.
judged as basketball players
Right.
as their overall impact and what's not. And I could see the point that Cody's making about his one. But for me personally, I gotta go with KD based on the narrative that you're giving here, Hansel. Like, narrative is
Yeah.
play a big part in MVP. I know this way too early also at the time, but narrative is play a big part in like the winning of the MVP and the narrative for how the season started, the adversity that they have been through. Yes, it's not super bad, but it has not been ideal, and KD has still
Hmm.
been leading the team to wins when the
Right.
team isn't really performing. So
Hmm. I mean,
gotta give it to
most
KD.
people would tend to, I guess, give the MVP to the team that is doing better
Yeah,
for
truthfully too.
whatever reason. But like
Yeah.
you said, narrative is everything
Mhm.
in the MVP for me.
Mhm.
Because if you could have a player performing at the level that he's performing, scoring points that match the other player's points, but have it a little bit tougher, I think you have to give it to that guy because his value is more
Yeah.
like right MVP most valuable like
Yeah.
his value is more to that team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely have to give it to KD.
All right.
Yeah,
Um,
I just want
Mhm.
to pose that as a question to the chat who never got as
yeah,
MVP
for sure,
between KD
chat.
and
Join in. Tell us who you think will be the most valuable player to date right now in the league. KD or Steph. Or if you have any other mentions that you want to put in there, by all means, we'll give it a look. Most outstanding game of the week: Grizzlies and Timberwolves. Right, Ron?
This game was just a whole mess. Truthfully, it was an absolute. I don't even know. Um, First
A
of
good
all,
matchup, you think?
given the positions of the team at the time, the team was obviously looking like the lesser team. Oh, but to me, I feel like they had a. It's not me being biased as a Timberwolves fan. They had a good chance of winning this game. There's no way that they should have let the Grizzlies come back. They were up like 16 with 7 minutes left in the game, and they let the Grizzlies come back and win this game.
Hmm.
The Timberwolves have been
We've seen that a
atrocious.
couple of times
Yeah, yeah,
in the season so far too.
yeah. But it's usually bad teams that that let go of leads like that, and
Hmm.
the Timberwolves have been bad so far for the season. Truthfully, um, it was just a whole that last 7 minutes. It was just a whole set of confusion. Timberwolves could not score a single bucket. The offensive execution was just exceptionally, and when I say exceptionally, I mean exceptionally terrible. I know those two words don't go together, but I gotta put it in this case.
Well,
Like,
Oxy.
yeah, like I don't know. It just like vanishes. Like you just take the wind out of a balloon. Just deflating. I I don't know. Jamarant was super eccentric in those final 7 minutes. He hit a
Mhm.
step back tree. Jamarant hitting a step back tree to
what?
tie the game, and then
Mhm.
after all this whole 7 minutes of commotion, Carl Anthony Towns heaves up a haymaker. I don't know. That would gut me if it was the Grizzlies to carry the game to overtime. Like a tree. I don't even know how he caught it and shot it in that space. I think there was like a second left on the clock or so. He
That's a
caught it,
lot of time in NBA, man.
but yeah, but it was like what? And he had like three people coming towards him, and
Yeah,
he
clutch
just threw it
shot.
up and it scored. And the funny thing about it, after that, the team only scored 4 points in the overtime, which was also another embarrassing. But just the moments leading up to that specific play with that buzzer beating tree, like the Grizzlies were just relentless coming back into that game. There's no way they should have been in it. John
Mhm.
Morant was fearless, taking that step back three in Carl Anthony Towns' face. Um, just getting some steals. Had the Timberwolves passing out of bombs and all sorts of stuff, committing a lot of turnovers. That's the one moment I can say that. I mean, it was their defense also sloppiness from the Timberwolves also, but they were being like they were the most desperate team in the game. and that
Yeah.
really showed. And he found the result at the end of the day too. You know, but
Right. Right.
it was a thriller. A lot of media places were talking about the game because it was just it was just
It
nerve
was
wracking.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truthfully,
Your heart probably stopped a couple of times during the game as
I
well.
was saying so much. I can't believe it. It was so embarrassing. I can't. I don't know. 16 points up with 7 minutes left. There's no way that they should come up in that game. Tell me how.
Yeah.
You tell me you can't even score a
Energy.
bucket? Like, yeah.
Energy shift, man.
Yeah.
Crazy energy shift. So we have just talked about the Warriors and the Nets star players, and that's a match that's coming up in our marquee predictions for this week. Warriors versus Nets. Who you got?
I am going to go with the Warriors. Despite I got KD for MVP, the
Yeah.
Warriors, I mean, they're bound for loss, truthfully. But the Warriors are just clicking on all cylinders. Once Draymond is playing, their defense is elite. And I,
He's a good energy booster for Warriors too.
I
I find every
yeah,
time I see him on the court, his energy is
yeah,
just next
infectious.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
infectious is a
like
good word to
he
use.
he hypes up his players
Yeah,
when his players aren't doing what they should
supposed to
do.
be.
Like he
Yeah,
support them like nobody else on the court. Man. So yeah, once he's on and he's like on
yeah,
that night, yeah, that definitely a nice energy booster
yeah.
for
And I think he's going to
Warriors.
take the game personally too. Maybe KD too. So KD might have a big night also. Um,
Yeah,
but
it's definitely going to be a little back and forth
yeah,
between the two of them for sure.
yeah, for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
what are your pick? What is your pick, Cody?
I gotta go Warriors too.
Uh,
I mean I like Nets, but I've seen how the Warriors are playing right now,
yeah,
and in my opinion, when you got form like this,
mhm,
it's hard to break it. Like
yeah,
it's gonna take a lot for the Nets to actually defeat Warriors
yeah,
this week. So
yeah.
I'm gonna put my money on Warriors. You're working with Sir Codes.
I hate the fact more fun to pick my team the other day.
Shit, you might always with this.
Oh my god, this petty down team I caught that day.
Pick Nets, no?
Alright, if you want, but
It's
go against the
tainted
grain.
though. It's tainted. When I tell the
Alright,
Warriors,
the next one we can let you go first.
Yeah.
That's what we can do, so that we can see that we follow you then. Cause I ain't
yeah,
understand.
cause I'm about followers,
Oh my god,
fakers. Yeah. Anyway, Warriors should win by 15.
but 15
Like
point
15.
numbers on it.
Oh,
Oh,
the
whoa.
mob point.
Ooh.
Whoa. So if you don't get the 15 right, then you can get the prediction wrong there.
No, 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 no.
You can hear that now. You can hear that now.
You want back
I,
out?
see,
I
bro.
get extra point. I get
Was
extra
it?
point if
No,
you
I'm
win.
making that burn.
Well, if you want extra point, you gotta be able to bargain a loss,
Yeah.
a full loss.
Exactly.
If you want two,
Exactly.
if you yes, if you
wanna
want
get
2
it-
points
exactly.
for the 15 points, you definitely gotta take a loss
know
if
what?
you don't get the 15.
You know what?
Or half,
Put
half,
it on.
half it.
I half it.
Oh,
No,
put
we're
it
doing a half
on.
point.
I say
Is it
all,
on?
Put it on, alright.
all.
All right.
You hear that, people's? It on. Alright.
On.
15 points is rather confident.
Hold on, breezing.
All right.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Um,
That's mine.
Wizards versus Heat. Cody.
Wizards, bruv. Bradley Beal doing the dog. This is like top of the conference table right now.
I
And
actually
really-
haven't seen any Wizard games.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
truthfully, I kind of put it there because I really get to watch the Wizards game, but they are first in the East, and we should probably take a look at what way they're first in the East. But I
Y'all
know,
should probably take a look.
Huh?
Because the Wizards are playing proper basketball
I-
since the beginning of the season. They
Fair.
can't lie, the offense looking proper, the defense looking proper as well. Bradley Beal looking on top of things. That's how he's be a star player on a team. Trey Young, John Morant. That's how he's win the games. That'll be a star player. So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could also make your predictions based on how Heat playing right now.
yeah,
I mean, Heat right now is not the best Heat that we've seen so far for the season. So you could
We
definitely.
only look at winners, actually.
Hmm?
There's a winner's side over here, sir. We don't look at losers. We don't look at.
I
we
think
don't
I
look
can go
at-
against the grain of this one though.
Are you going Heat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I going Heat for this one.
Good man. I
Um,
know you all a losing pick.
I think okay, so you gotta take this into consideration. I know Bradley Beal was out for the last game. I don't think he's going to be out all the time. But there comes a point where you need that star player to get you a bucket, and I feel like the Heat's defense is going to be a challenge for the Wizards because truthfully, they're mainly a bunch of role players that are playing well together. Um, I feel like the Heat has the personnel to take away some of these players.
But that's
And
a good recipe, isn't it?
well, true. It is a
A
good
bunch of
recipe.
role players
Yeah,
playing together
yeah,
is
yeah. A
definitely
good
Let's call a
recipe.
team.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's
That's
call
what
a
I'm saying.
yeah,
team.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I feel like they have the personnel to kind of limit the offensive output. But I can say the Wizards have been great on defense. Even though I haven't watched the games, I've watched all of them. I've seen some highlights, and it was one of my points from the preseason games. Like they look good on defense then, and they've carried it all the way through the season. And I'm 100% sure that's the reason why they're the number one seed right now. So just as they see it, that the Heat will limit them offensively because of their defense. It could also be the other way too, but I feel I'll give the Heat the edge in this one. They have more of a star power, maybe take the hand in their take the game in their hands type of players that would be able to get some offense for them when they go and get stuff. And yeah, that's my pick.
interesting, interesting.
Hmm.
To comment on your last point, I don't think Kyle Lowry right now is in the space to hit when he wants,
Hmm.
to change the game as effectively when he wants. Like
Great.
he's not there as yet, in my opinion, based on what I've seen. Heat right now gotta depend heavily on Tyler and Ade.
From back.
Those are the two players that have been, I guess, most consistent.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Butler out, I think it's going to be an even more difficult night for them. So based on that, based on their form, I haven't watched a lot of the Wizard games, but based on the information that I've got so far, um, I will have to put my money on Wizards for this one. I think they'll just have enough to get past the Heat, even though their defense is good. This is the Heat I'm talking about. Even though the Heat defense is good, I think if you have two teams that are going head to head with the defense, that are a pretty even match, so to speak, more or less, it can come down to offense, and I just don't think Heat is there right now. So with that, I'm going to go with the Wizards. So Wizards for me
Okay, cool.
on that one. Anything else from you guys on?
Nah, we can move on to the next segment.
Yeah.
I know you had said
We
to
can
talk about
actually.
some F1.
Yeah, F1 was crazy this week, but we can take our break now because I know F1 going to be a trip, but
Yeah.
we can move into MMA next. We
Okay,
can move into MMA and then we can finish it off with the hyper F1 and some other sports mentions. So people, with that, light up the comment section. Don't forget to click that like button as well if you haven't already and you've joined the stream. Let us know how you're enjoying it so far, and we're gonna take a break and come back shortly with some MMA stuff. So stay tuned. We are back, peoples. We are back. Hashtag Bros back to talk some MMA with your MMA analysis. None other than the one and only Cody. Peoples, we we had UFC 269. It was Cody. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
we had a fight night. Hey man, you go low, man.
okay. Max Holloway versus Yasir Rodriguez. Tell us about that fight, Cody.
Max Adolphus Holloway is the
Who donate Adolphus? Has you donate Adolphus? Could you donate
Nope.
mine is Adolphus?
I don't care. Max Blessed Holloway is the featherweight GOAT. He don't want the title right now, but goddamn, that boy is the best on the planet. Alex Volkanovski beat Max twice. No one cares. No one gives a hoot. Let me tell you that. Nobody care about you. Nobody care about you. Australian background and all the things you're trying to do in the US countdowns. Max is the man. Max beat Jose Aldo twice. Max beat Brian T. City Ortega. Max no beat Yair Rodriguez. Max beat Korean. Max beat Zombie as well. Max beat everybody in the division. You have only beaten Max.
I don't realize that I put an S in my name. Yeah, my name is Yair.
Yair Rodriguez. Anyway, so this fight, 5-round war. Same as we get the same type of competition as the last 2 weeks. We had amazing fights for the last 3 weeks. I cannot cap. Alex Rodriguez, 2 years off, 2-year layoff from fighting, and he comes back and does that sort of performance against Max Holloway. It's pretty good on his part, but Max just has an all-time chin. Max is 29 years of age and is a Hall of Famer. There is no doubt.
Alex Rodriguez?
Sorry, yeah, you're
It's like with baseball. What is baseball? They say. What is baseball?
Strike.
Well, Max is certainly doing a lot of that. Max now holds the all-time record for significant strikes landed in the UFC. You talk to my boy nice. My boy is 29 years old. Featherweight.
Hall of Fame already.
Come on.
That's crazy though. That's an achievement, to be honest.
Yeah, great achievement. So, Max, my question is, and this next one segment, because I could do all for analysis and talk about punches, I ain't care no more. Who is next for Max? That is my question to the people. That's my question to myself. That's your question to UFC. Because
ain't nobody on the come up. Ain't no hot featherweight that could give Max a good little run. Keep him on his toes.
Not maybe. Blessed. Not Max. Max is a champion level fighter. Max is a top, is literally a pound for pound top 10 fighter and does not have a belt. But I'm telling you, son, that Max deserves his belt. The only boy that could beat Max is apparently Alex Volkanovski. So Alex has 2 ways against Max. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna run a third for the trilogy. That to me, that don't make sense. The trilogy is right to love.
You never get trilogies, man. There's a two love.
Exactly.
Episodes.
But the question is who
unless
who
he
else
has
is
no
there for
one
Max
else
to
to fight. Yeah,
exactly. So T City went against Alex Volkanovski and lost. There's two best man in the division. Then who didn't put Korean Zombie? No, come on. Wait, put Kaikara France or some other person? Come on, guys.
But the man gotta stay active.
Yeah, but who we gonna fight? He gonna fight Max. That's it. This is me. UFC. That's the only division. That's the only fight that we want to see the division. I'm telling you no.
Ballon d'Or don't got anybody.
That's the only boy we want to see Max fight is Alex Volkanovski. That is all. Yair Rodriguez was a good test. He looked all right. He looked good. We thought Calvin Kattar was the guy. Calvin Kattar getting demolished by Max. So who else in the top 5 for Max? There's no
Ballon d'Or got.
Who?
Ballon d'Or don't got anybody.
We talking about Ballon d'Or? It's just football. You talking about?
No. I call it wrong. What's the other conference or?
Bellator.
Bellator.
Featherweight, you got Patricio Pitbull, or you got give me some interesting there, boy.
Yeah, man.
AJ McKee.
Freddy Wings.
AJ McKee cut across UFC. Tell me what you're saying against Max Holloway.
I got a question with them.
Yeah.
Do they ever have any
we used to
cross fights?
Yeah. We used to. I'll tell the UFC by everybody. Because we had Pride, we had Straight Force, we had Elite at Sea, we had WEC, we had all these. I'll tell UFC by everybody. So they know we ain't gonna do business with Scott Coker anymore.
I just think because AJ McKee, let me tell you something, AJ McKee in the UFC will look pretty damn good. I actually want to see Hansel. Hansel, you know, bring something to my attention, sir, that looking real interesting to me right.
Put it down, man. Put it down and tweet it.
You know what? Yeah, I gotta talk to the I gotta get on mentions because that's the only fight. Alex Volkanovski, to be quite honest with you, sir, I know you can hear this tomorrow morning because it's already that time in Australia. But let me tell you something, sir. No one's interested in you fighting. You are a born fighter. Yeah, you beat Max. No one cares. No one cares. Everyone loves Max Holloway. There are certain fighters that no one cares about. There are certain champions no one care about. I cannot wait. I don't want Max to be so bad in that second fight. You know, Max beat him too, by the way. But the judges, poor judging the game. I want my license for shooting. Somebody chat last week. Take Autumn. He chat last week said I should get my license and start officiating inside these matches. I agree. I agree. So yeah. That's it. Yair Rodriguez, you will probably come back and you'll probably face Calvin Kattar whenever you heal up again. Good luck to you, sir. You look good, but not good enough for Max.
Is that is this is a little bit off, but is Max in a position kind of like Canelo now, like where you're questioning who should they fight just because they're that great?
Yeah, so but the thing is Canelo has all his belts. Max does not have his belt, so Max got to reclaim his belt. But
that's the next step, man. Like
he fight twice. So all right. Let me give you. Let me
go
and
get back.
Yeah.
So
that's the only thing.
Top, man. Right?
That's the only thing left because he beat Jose Aldo, who was the featherweight GOAT before Max twice.
And if you do it in fine fashion, sorry to cut you off, but if you knock out the man quick in fine fashion and fancy, then
English, you know. That ain't gonna happen. Alex good. I ain't give a cat. Like Alex is a good fighter. I don't like he personally. He's exciting, but he's a good fighter. I can't go give Jackie or whatever it's called it. But so yeah, but Max might go up. Ooh, Max out like that. What we think? Max versus Dustin Poirier. Max versus Conor McGregor too. I don't know.
Make up on some weight, man.
You see Conor McGregor piercing, he itching for a fight. So
I can get to that.
Crazy how we got some fight right now.
Yeah, I gotta talk some tips about Conor McGregor. What's the next topic there, Hans?
Let me see. I was just going to say that we should move on to Song and Julio or Julio.
Song Yadong. Yes, sir. Let me tell you something. I'm just telling you something.
How was that fight this weekend?
Hassel, I ain't care what I Hassel, so you're not gonna be a UFC champion. I know it sound like one a crazy uncle barbecue just spitting well shit right now, but I don't care. Hassel, the man gonna be a champion in the UFC. I have no doubt about it. He is going to be the first Chinese male UFC champion. And you're gonna what's today is the 14th of November 2021. I say it here live, I say it here first. That boy gonna be the first. That boy
tweet it so usually first too. Because you know how
you know what I mean?
And then we might see up on ESPN when they repost it. Oh, this person on Twitter tweeted that this player is going to be this thing and thing, get some fame off of that. So, but it didn't know.
If anybody in chat is a betting man or a betting woman, don't discriminate in this organization here. Put all the money, put Song you don't.
Can't let anybody money, man or woman.
Song you don't won't let you down.
But yeah, but
that was clean though. That was clean.
Very, very, very good.
You don't let you don't. Oh my god. Islam.
So we had a bit of beef on the interwebs on Twitter this week between Islam Makhachev and Justin Gaethje, both vying for the number one contendership to get next to the shot for the lightweight belt. Both of them share the same manager, so we all know it was the manager basically moving from one account to the next, talking he damn self. But it gives an interesting interesting matchup here because should two of them fight each other for the number one contendership. Just in case you won't want that, just in case you know one of his matches in spectacular fashion last weekend, and he got August 32. Islam, I look at the resume, buddy. Them that 9 fights that you won, bunch of nobodies, dog. The only boy on this, the last man that you beat is Dan Hooker. Come on, son. You can't be talking with scrubs and talking with you on 9 fight with street. Get the back of the lane. Come on, son. Come on. Go fight Benil Dar, you short something. He need a fight. Yeah, you ain't there. You ain't there. Yeah, you could be boy. If you didn't, honestly, it's not to talk to you straight, bro. If you didn't could be boy,
you really have to talk slow so the man can understand you.
Oh, bro. sorry. He's a Russian.
Yeah.
If you were not Khabib's boy, sir, I know you could out wrestle me. You could probably kill me, dog. I get to talk to you straight. I tell you the facts. If you were not Khabib's boy, you would not be in the contention and talk for a number one contendership. Your resume does not speak for something of that ilk yet, sir.
Wait, does remember me talking about him as a razor rather than sort of recognition already. So it's crazy to see him there against is he named Justin
Gaethje. Yeah. Gaethje is a ball.
But that's what young fighters like to do.
Today's your birthday, actually.
Justin Gaethje.
Yes, it is.
Shout out to Justin Gaethje. He a real one. But yeah, Justin Gaethje is a baller, a shot caller, the highlight reel. Dan, nobody got more highlights than this man. So he, of course, is a more entertaining fighter, and that's what the company wants, and he has the resume for it. Mm-hmm. He ain't been in scrubs, man. Not gonna wear at KFC after the fight, bro. Is that what you was doing? You feel like you come from the mountains of Dagestan and you beat up a KFC or a UPS delivery driver. All of a sudden, you deserve a title shot. You ain't that good yet.
What in my occupation got to do it? What caliber of fighter he is?
He's a part-time fighter.
Okay.
You beat him part-time, man. He's a professional.
Man, fighter on the weekend.
You understand? Man, we can make an extra $20,000 and feed family. Try and make it seem like you're the guy. Come on.
Well, why not give him a fight to prove himself then? Maybe
prove himself. He needs to. But fight Benil Dar, you sure something first and then talk to me. Big boys at this table you're talking, man. Just in case he's the next set of shot, for sure.
What you can do with Leon Edwards?
For those who don't know, Sir Leon Edwards has had one fight in 2 years. Sir. Yeah. He's a Jamaican, right? So I mean I gotta give him, man, he all due respect.
Big ups.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out my Caribbean people that set for Aljamain Sterling. Bitches. Anyway. So Leon has been very inactive, not through any fault of his own. All of his fights have always been cancelled. I don't understand what's going on with him. He has probably the worst looking UFC. He has 9. He's on a 9 fight win streak, but has had 1 fight in 2 years. So Leon, you are number 3 ranked in the welterweight division.
You had a fight with,
you've had a fight with Jorge Masvidal that's been scrapped. So what are you gonna do, no son? You gotta fight the boogeyman, Kazmat Shemaev. I'm telling you, the boy doesn't care. We don't want to see you against Gilbert Burns. We don't care about it. We want to see Kazmat because we take Kazmat as that guy, and he was the number 3 guy. If Kazmat destroy you, then we know Kazmat is that guy. I guess what the UFC got beer pay-per-view selling in March next year if you fight in December. Because he was a stepping stone. Let me be real, dog. Nobody care about you fighting either, dog. I can be quite honest. You get rocked by Nate Diaz in the last round of that last fight that you had. You'd look terrible after that. So let me be real. You was a Jamaican. Are you from Birmingham? I think in England. I respect you. You understand? But you're a boring fighter. You can't admit that shit. You can't admit that.
Everybody can't be saying.
And then
there's war.
Yeah, exactly. And they like your personality boring because we hear you for the mic, nigga. You ain't dead. You understand? Leon, I talk you just straight. I tell you as man to man here, no. As man, you're born as a fighter and you're born on a mic. So when I'm telling you, sir, that you don't got the sauce for the UFC, so UFC always got you the back of the lane when it comes to that title shot. And you take your fight Kamaru Usman just off the strength of that knife fight with the street 2 years ago. Come on,
you gotta be able to sell fights, man.
You gotta be able to sell. And Usman can't sell by himself. You know that. So he need a partner. He's an A side, but he needs a strong B side. You are the weakest B side in that whole damn division. So what I'm telling you, though, you gotta fight Kazma and knock Kazma out like a real man, like a real damn Gargan. Or you gonna run and hide because you're looking like you gonna run and hide right now. You gonna try to protect fight with the street that inactive for 2 years.
That's crazy.
We don't want to see it no more. We can kick you. Remember, many almost kick you out the rankings. They almost kick you out the rankings
because he a fight.
Because he had fought in 2 years and he the ducking Kazma because Kazma is all ranked fighter. Come on, Kazma number 10 older.
Kazma's the Baba Yaga.
Yeah, the boogeyman. Yeah. Sorry, Leon, yes, my boy is Jamaican, I think. Yeah, go on, hot. So,
I mean, when you have to talk real, you have to talk real. So hopefully, if you hear this, that he, per cup and get business happening.
Sorry. No. Rayvon, I want to clip that part there for my nigga personally at the man. I send him out of here.
No problem. Respect. Watch out, Leon.
But last but not least, though, Conor McGregor. I know he's been like Rayvon said, been pacing up and down. He don't know what to do with himself right now, looking for fights. What was next for Conor in your opinion, Cody?
I got some boys that's telling me that Conor McGregor's the man. Conor McGregor's this, Conor McGregor's that. Conor McGregor ain't nothing but a journeyman at this point in his title contendership. Conor McGregor not in knockout, twice? 2 TKOs in last 2 fights. What we saying, Conor? I know he's a rich man. Everybody asking if Conor still got the hunger. He got $600 million in the bank. Come on, Conor, man. We know you ain't that guy no more. Go fight Mike Chandler, bruv. Because you're not getting a title shot off the strength of what? And then if you get another 170 fight Kamaru Usman, you begging for that fight to get destroyed. Dana White would never give you that because he know he gonna protect you from getting killed ugly.
You gotta protect.
But I'm telling you, you got nothing for the Nigerian nightmare or that Irish big brash confidence. I think, come on, son, you know you getting knocked up, bruv. But don't even play that shit. You feel that left hand? You feel like you never see that left hand before? Come on, man. Come on. Go fight Mike Chandler. Don't get knocked up by Mike Chandler. You see what Mike Chandler know do? Mike Chandler got a chin. That left hand go down Mike Chandler chin later. So then what gonna happen to you? Huh? You ain't get beat again, and then you get embarrassed again, and then you gotta retire for the sport. Go fight somebody easy. Go fight Tony Ferguson. No, he's what 37, 38. Oh, you be out. Go fight 20. That's the only thing for you. Because you're damn sure forgetting a boy talk train like me. You're damn sure getting a boy talk train well to me. They
I like how Cody comments to be so personal though. Yeah. You might be talking directly to these fighters.
Talking straight.
Listen up.
Because sometimes these men need counseling. I know he got like 50.
Man, you should be a manager then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I would never want to be on MMA roll because then they will go start talking soft because they want my 5%. Why you talk here?
You gonna protect you got security bank.
Yeah.
Why you talk here? My basement, though. You talk real and you talk facts and tell Conor McGregor, listen to me. You gotta fight some boy easy, buddy. You gotta let the man again.
You might just give it that stop, you. That stop, boy. That's when things. That's when talk get serious.
Yep. Listen up. Listen here. So you saying that he should fight Mike and who else?
Mike and Tony Ferguson, if he can. Easy peasy. I feel so bad for Conor McGregor because he was once a man. Man, I know myself. Conor McGregor never defended a belt in the UFC. No, boy. He had that of that high importance. Yeah, first chop cut and all that. But Conor, I think we got to really reassess your greatness in the UFC though. But that's for another day. He was
almost a one-hit wonder type of deal. only thing that it lasts a little bit longer than the one hit wonders.
Yeah, he
But,
cashed
but
in
you
at the
know,
right time.
but I guess he's a man that his personality is carry he too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He
If he
self
could if he
fights.
could give somebody the same and Leon man that, then like that might be better for he.
he had the
Transfer
skill back in the day.
personalities.
Yeah, he had the skill back in the day though. I ain't gonna say I was like
I
garbage.
said back in the day like it was super long ago.
Yeah, I told it 2015, 2016. That was like 5 years ago. Like fighting, that is a hell of a long time ago. Calf kidnap was not even out then. He get you like Brett from a calf kit the other day. Come on, son. The tactics that
Everyone felt that. Yeah, everyone was like, hey.
The tactics that people implemented today that they used to implement 5-6 years ago. So the game caught up to him, surpassed him. I know he looked like a journeyman. He looked like a has-been, like a wash. You hear even more than Connor. Let me be real. That's what you're gonna be cutting it. Never get champ cut no more, bro. Let me be real. You ain't not getting no more, bro. Go and enjoy $600 million. Go spend some time with y'all, spend some time with kids and things. It over for you.
Well, I think that's all we have for UFC for this week. But I want to quickly remind you guys that Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter is supposed to be coming up this weekend. I think this is 20th. Yeah, 20th. That's going to be a good fight, people. Like I said before in previous episodes, we know Sean Porter is a bulldog. He coming in to fight. He can do whatever he has to do in order to win that fight. If the fight needs to get ugly, he can make it ugly. And Terence Crawford can got a lot on his hands on that night. But Terence said he coming to fight, so we can definitely see some fireworks on that night.
Terence can't beat.
Terence game. Somebody losing money. Somebody losing money.
I never lost a combat sports prediction yet.
Not on
I say
Instagram got you to judge.
Listen to me. That yeah, I think that was on my fault, man. Yeah, they look yourself.
Look at that retraction.
Imagine that's not his fault.
I fight had good health, I good spirits, I good mind. I never lost. My player. You might want to tell you.
You might say he never lost if it wasn't for excuse. That's what he's saying, people.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? It's saying him Conor McGregor.
Every time he lost is an excuse. But he never lost before the excuse.
Conor McGregor said that he undefeated because unless it's not a KO, he undefeated. So as far as I'm concerned,
so how much wins he got then?
Apparently he's 17 or some foolishness. Cardi, he never get knocked out. So that if that's the criteria that we judge the podcast, I mean they're looking up to my mentors. You know what I mean?
After you know shame the matter about how he wash, I think you gotta wash mental. Come again.
I said my mental was good.
Tough love, I guess.
Well, if you want to be great, you gotta go a great mental.
We can move on to F1 talk, people. This weekend F1 was hype. F1 was so crazy. Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Oh boy,
great.
Not the sir.
Oh my
god.
god.
His friend.
Bro, he got that title.
He got that title. It's true. Yeah, he's a sir. Man,
so, yeah, man. This man is such a legend. Oh my god. I can't express this, people. This weekend in Interlagos at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Before it was Brazilian Grand Prix, but it's Sao Paulo now. Yo, it was crazy for Mercedes. And as you know, Mercedes and Red Bull in the title fight for the Constructors' Championship. And Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton and Red Bull's driver Max Verstappen also in the fight for the Drivers' Championship. Max is still ahead, but Lewis closing up the gap after the win that he had this weekend. But before we get to the win, people, we got to talk about the weekend. So this weekend was a sprint weekend. This is a new format in F1. Is a little bit different from the standard qualifying format that we usually get in order to form the grid on Sunday for the Grand Prix. It was a tough weekend for Lewis Hamilton, and to come out on top, like that had to be like so ecstatic for him and his team. So in the beginning of the weekend, they only had one practice session. So there were a lot of drivers who are new. Yuki Tsunoda, who drives for AlphaTauri, this was his debut. Nikita Mazepin and Mick Schumacher, I think also were introduced to the track basically this weekend. Yes, they have simulation that they get to race the track and what's not, but actually doing it in real life and being in a real machine going around the track is a little bit different sometimes. But there were a lot of challenges that Mercedes faced. First of all, Lewis took the engine penalty, so they got a new internal combustion unit. That means that they had to take an engine penalty. So every time a team takes a new engine, they gotta go 5 positions down in the grid. That's the engine penalty. So like once you qualify, then they take 5 positions away from you, and then you gotta fight for that. Go ahead.
So engine penalty. So it's like, all right, you come into the so you can agree with the specific engine. I guess that's it for lack of a better word. I don't know if that's what you say. Because you change it mid, I guess mid session or whatever.
Mid-season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's because the presumption is that it gives you a competitive advantage in some way.
yeah. Anytime you take a new engine, a newer engine is always going to give you more power. So because you have more power than the rest of the grid based on that new engine, you have to take 5 positions down because everybody else engine went past the phase of where it would have given them maximum power. And you will have to pay the deficit for that. So everybody gets that penalty no matter who you are. No matter if your car is the slowest, even with a new engine, you have to take that engine penalty because it does give some type of advantage. So yeah, he had to do that, and it was a good call in the end by Mercedes. I think the sprint weekend was the best time to do it, to take that engine penalty, because normal qualifying would have probably put him a little bit further back, probably like, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say it would have put him a little bit further back because this weekend went so good for him. Lewis Hamilton, I'm talking about, that he was able to start 10th. If this was a normal weekend, he probably would have be in 6th position, worst case scenario, on the grid starting for the Grand Prix. But this weekend was so crazy that he actually had to pull. He actually suffered 25 positions deficit. There are only 20 drivers, but because of the engine penalty, that's an extra 5, and he got disqualified in qualifying. Now, let's talk about that. That was a big shakeup because he was ripping in qualifying on Friday. Like this man, oh my God. This man had almost half of a second on Max Verstappen in qualifying. And half of a second in Formula One is a lot, believe it or not. A split second is so much time. And I think, so after each session or each major session, the cars are tested, right? And this is during Parc Fermé, and the rules are that drivers can't touch other drivers' cars and whatnot. But his car was tested and it didn't pass the DRS regulation at the end. So because that gap is a little bit wider than it should be, I think it was like 0.2 millimeters or something like that, like a small amount. He was disqualified. I mean, it was hard. Yeah, it was a hard hit, but he had to take it. I mean, once the FIA police come knocking at your door and say you got to do something, take this penalty, ain't no if, no buts, no maybes. You could probably take it up afterwards, but yeah, most of the time, exactly, you got to take it. And it's interesting that he took that, and there were some footage that show Max touching his DRS system after qualifying. But this is a habit that drivers usually like are drawn into based on their curiosity, right? Like they go touching other drivers' car, which really not supposed to, but it hasn't been policed heavily by the FIA. So a lot of people have gotten away with it in the past. But Max got a $50,000 fine for doing that, even though him touching the car didn't make any changes to it or whatever. He still got fined for that. And the FIA actually said that they're going to make this a little bit more stringent for other drivers who violate the parc fermé rules, which I thought was interesting also. But the sprint weekend actually helped Lewis Hamilton because in that sprint race, this is the race that actually sets up the grid for the Sunday Grand Prix. In that sprint race, my man went up 15 whole positions, fam, in 24 laps. This guy was ripping from dead last to fifth. Mind you, the cars he got to pass, some of the cars he got to pass, ain't kick. But this man is so elite. Like, I don't even think pressure affects Lewis Hamilton anymore. Like he's been in some tough situations for a long time, and pretty often as a title contender, right? That his level of performance under high pressure situations is insane, and we saw that this week throughout the entire weekend. Usually, like people will vote who's driver of the Grand Prix, like driver of the race, but this man got driver of the week because like it was insane what he did to come from 20th into 15th, and then having to take a five position penalty down to 10th. So he started 10th today in this Grand Prix, and my man just destroyed people. My man just passed people easy. Like it was insane. And the most interesting part of the race was the battle between Max and Lewis because Red Bull didn't really have the pace to match Lewis this weekend. Yeah, they started well. Max got the jump on Valtteri Bottas, who had pole position because Valtteri won the sprint race, right? So once you win, you get to pole position. And Valtteri had to pass Max in the sprint race in order to get that win. And then Max passed Valtteri in order to get first position in the first, I think it was like 60 something laps or 50 something laps, something like that. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but it was an insane battle between Red Bull and Mercedes this weekend between Max and Lewis. Max pushed Lewis wide in turn 4, and it was a whole commotion between the two teams and the FIA. We got to challenge this. He pushed me off the track type of stuff. And the FIA was like, nah, man, let them race. Obviously, Mercedes was furious that Max pushed him wide. And then Lewis came back with DRS lap after lap. So you get DRS once you're within a certain range of the driver ahead of you, right? And DRS basically is a drag reduction system. That's what the DRS stands for. And that allows the car to go a lot faster. Yeah. And man, I not gonna lie, Lewis had that lap after lap after lap on Max, just trying his best to make the move. And finally, it happened. Like Max fight hard, like he was bobbing and weaving sometimes. Not supposed to do much of that in the race because that's obstructing the other driver from passing. Yeah. But Max fight as hard as he could. And once Lewis made that pass, the crowd erupted. It was game over. Lewis just pulled away from there, and it was done. But all of that to say, you got to give the legend his roses. Lewis is a beast. Yes, people will argue, well, he got a good car. He had the fastest car, blah, blah, blah. But to come from 20th to 1st in one weekend, though, and to, I guess, reduce the driver's championship points difference to keep himself in contention for the championship, knowing that Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Abu Dhabi is coming up, where they have a lot of straights, and Mercedes quick on these straights. So he got a better chance at actually pulling back this title. And right now, he's tied with Michael Schumacher, who's got 7 championships. If he gets this championship win this season, he's going to have 8, and he's going to be on the all-time list for most championships. He's going to be number 1. He also got the most race wins as well so far. He got his 101st today. So this man is on a mission. This man is on a run. I don't know when he's going to finish because some of these drivers race in their 40s and stuff like that, and they still have it. So he got a long ways to go if he wants to. Like, if he want to set a serious record, this man could definitely stay on a couple more years, win a few more championships, because his performance at such a high level is so prestigious. Man, it's hard to come by. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if there's anyone else that can give him a good run in the same car. Valtteri Bottas has the same car, but he's not as consistent. And in this game, consistency is key. You got to be able to remain consistent, remain focused, and perform at a high level every single Grand Prix. So hats off to Lewis Hamilton, man. Greatest right now, in my opinion. Max is actually giving him a good run, making this championship very interesting. He still has the lead, like I said. So Lewis got to come back from this deficit and try to put the pressure on Red Bull. But it's very interesting. Very interesting. Peoples, we got more F1 to come. We got to talk about who's in contention for the championship, the Constructors' Championship, the battle between Mercedes and, not Mercedes, Ferrari and McLaren, and also AlphaTauri and Aston Martin. Some serious challenges and rivalries going on. So stay tuned, people. We'll be back soon to talk F1. All right, people, we are back to close up on the F1. Everyone, You wanna? I think you
Yes.
had a question there.
Well, so I guess just based on what you've been talking about so far, um, you think you call it the con something championship, the field, yeah,
Championship.
constructors championship. Uh, I don't want to call it a feud, but um, yeah, we call it a feud between
It is a feud, man.
Mercedes and Red Bull. I guess
Yeah.
they've always been the names that have been topping the F1 discussions. Who do you think
Mhm.
will come out on top based on how the season is going so
Um. So for constructors, that's tough. Right now, I think only 11 points separate Red Bull and Mercedes. Um, Red Bull drivers and Mercedes drivers are always sitting the positions 1 to 4. So there are two drivers per team, and they're always closing up the top of the grid for the most part. So it's a battle between Max and Perez versus Lewis and Valtteri Bottas. Now, I think personally Mercedes got the better would have the better of Red Bull at this point. I mean, Valtteri Bottas is driving insane right now. Like he's driving out of his mind. He's getting pole positions. He's challenging Max as well. Like he's had a lot of unfortunate situations on his end, um, and for that consistency has been an issue for him. Like not always on his part, but sometimes like they've had engine issues, issues with the car, some poor pit stops here and there, and he hasn't been able to remain consistent in that light. I guess as a whole team around him, in a sense. But he's he's leaving Mercedes at the end of the season. He's going to Alfa Romeo. Um, not Alfa Romeo Alpine. Wait, is it Alfa Romeo? My bad, my bad.
Yeah.
And he's excited. Like he's stoked to be in a new team and what's not. And right now, like he's driving like a free man,
far?
and he's fast. Honestly, like he's really quick. So I think with Valtteri Bottas in this frame of mind and the way he's been performing so far, he'll definitely give Mercedes an edge. No, don't get me wrong. Sergio Perez has been driving well as well. Like he had 3 back-to-back podiums in the last 3 races. This one, he wasn't quite in there, but I I can't see Mercedes letting the constructors championship go to Red Bull the way Lewis is performing right now and the way Valtteri Bottas is performing. But it's definitely a fight though. 11 points is no joke. Coming into this weekend, they were only 1 point apart.
Yeah.
So anything can happen because in Mexico, Valtteri got an unlucky blow and he spun out and got stuck behind Daniel Ricciardo from McLaren for a while and he couldn't make the positions back up. So it's been tough on Mercedes, and that's probably why Red Bull was able to close the gap. But other than that, I think Mercedes definitely has the upper hand on them for sure. So for constructors, I gotta go with Mercedes.
So no way that anybody else, any other or maker could come in and maybe not come into the number 2 spot or not either Red Bull or Mercedes off.
I don't
Don't
think
see that
so.
happening.
Nah, I don't see that happening at all. Like things got to get real brown, like real grim. For both teams, like they probably have to not finish any of the other races to come in the season. Um, However, we got Ferrari and McLaren right now who fighting for third spot in the constructors championship. Um, Unfortunately, McLaren has had some bad luck for the last 2 races. Ferrari was able to finish good in Mexico. They finished good again this weekend, even though McLaren was supposed to be the better team coming into this race on paper. But um, Lando Norris, who's the number 4 driver for McLaren, had a puncture at the beginning of the race. Like he didn't even pass the first corner, and he had a puncture in his left rear tire. So he was at the back for a long time, managed to get into the point. So that was a excellent drive by him. His teammate Daniel Ricciardo had a power issue, and this also ties back into the power issues that Mercedes have been having because McLaren are getting their engines, their power units from Mercedes. So so for the whole season, the Mercedes power unit has been having issues, and the teams who've had engines from Mercedes have had to take a lot of engine penalties throughout the season because they had to switch out the power unit. So it just happened that Daniel Ricciardo had to, like, he got DNF.
That's on rig, man.
Nah, probably not, because Mercedes having the same issues, right? So yeah, unfortunately he didn't finish, which will put McLaren further back in the championship race for third place. Coming into this weekend, also we had AlphaTauri and Aston Martin, who were fighting for, I think, fifth position in the constructors championship, and Aston Martin got the better of them this weekend. So I think I might have misspoke. I don't know. Anyways, we'll revisit it or whatever. But there's some serious fights going on in constructors championship. People fighting for that mid spot from fourth to sixth, trying to be up there, because position is money, right? Once
Okay.
you finish, once you finish high on top, yeah. So people fighting for money. But there's going to be a little shake up in the rules, because next year there's going to be a budget cut, a budget limitation for all the teams, in efforts to get closer racing throughout the weekend for the next season. So that's going to be interesting to see how Mercedes would continue to, I guess, excel and remain at the top. So who knows? 2022 might be a big shakeup for the teams that are at the top right now. But yeah, there definitely some nice battles going on in the constructors championship right now.
All right, so who do you have to? I guess. Well, I guess I don't know if it is early prediction, but who do you have to take on who the driver is?
The drivers championship. It's tough. And the reason it's tough is because, well, one, this is a bit cheap, but one, anything can happen in racing. Just need one bad weekend, one DNF to shake up everything. Yeah, exactly.
One bad pit stop.
Exactly. One FIA. What would you call that? Punishment,
penalty,
I guess.
penalty.
Yeah, to just shake up things. And these last few races will favor Mercedes on paper, in terms of, like, the track, a lot of straight line speed Mercedes have, and Red Bull hasn't been able to match that thus far, really. So it's going to take a lot for Red Bull to actually keep Mercedes at the back. So with that said, Red Bull head driver, is Max Verstappen, and he's got to fight off Lewis Hamilton. Now, there's a gap in the points, but like I said, Lewis kind of bridged that gap a little bit. So now there's a smaller difference between the two drivers. However, Max Verstappen, you can't ever count out that boy. He is, when you talk about consistency and fight and just raw talent, Max is your guy. Like, he's an aggressive racer, and it's going to take a lot to beat Max. But like I said, if Mercedes have good weekends for the next couple of races, next 3 races, Red Bull's going to have a big task on their hand. And Max Verstappen, I don't know who's going to take this championship. I want it to be close, though, because once it's close, it's going to be exciting, right? I don't want that Max just runs away with it. I want Lewis to catch up, and then there's an insane battle in Abu Dhabi, like the final Grand Prix of the year. I want that excitement to be there. Like, if one person win, then it's theirs. If the other person win, then there's kind of thing going on. So that there's that tension and we can see drivers performing at their best under pressure. So I don't have a prediction, honestly. I I just want it to be close though. I want it to be close. Lewis is my guy. I'm not gonna lie. Lewis is my guy. I would definitely want him to get the 8th championship, to surpass Michael Schumacher, and like be the all-time great for the most championships. I definitely want that for him, but I don't want it to be easy for him.
That makes it even sweeter. That makes it victory.
Yeah, man. That's like he's gonna relish if he wins the drivers' championship, especially coming off of a high from this weekend, like coming from 20th to first. He has that momentum mindset now going into the 3 final races that he could do this. You know what I mean? Like he got that dog in him, and he could definitely pull it off. I also want Red Bull to give Mercedes a good run, so I want Max to be challenging Lewis all the way. I won't mind if Max get his first championship. In my opinion, he would definitely deserve it the way he's driven all season long. He would definitely deserve that championship, and I would commend him, congratulate him for that. And I won't have no hard feelings, but it can't be too easy. That's it. It just can't be too easy. Yeah. But I got Ferrari for 3rd place though. I think they've been so consistent. Like they've been finishing one behind the other in the last couple of races, pretty close. So McLaren's just had bad luck. So I think it's going to be constructors, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and whoever wins that slug between AlphaTauri and Aston Martin. Sure, and then maybe Alpine at the end. But yeah, I want it to be close, man.
Yeah, that seems like a solid top 3.
Yeah.
And the points rater. So I guess the only thing to do is to wait and see.
Yeah, man, wait and see. I'm excited. Qatar is next, so that's going to be exciting. Hopefully Red Bull could get some straight line speed and give Mercedes a match, but it's going to be tough, man. So I'm buzzing. I can't wait for the next Grand Prix.
So I guess we could talk a little bit about some other sports quickly.
Yeah, we had the Cricket World Cup, T20 Cricket World Cup today. I think it was a comprehensive victory, man. I don't know what Cody think.
What, you still there?
Yeah, I never left.
Cody being quiet.
I've been quiet because I sorry, I have some energy for this rant.
Yeah, don't worry, we can get you up to speed on the F1 somehow.
All I know right now F1 is cars go vroom. That's all I know.
Yeah, man, cars go vroom vroom.
Yeah, but let me talk about Australia, man. Australia hurt my heart today. I had
you had New Zealand to win.
I had New Zealand to win.
Seen everybody there, boy.
Yeah. I think everybody was being haters, so nobody didn't want Australia.
Yeah, probably. You know, I mean, you always say that Australia is like, I guess, over the past decade, has been the most dominant team for the past decade. Right?
How long have I been watching cricket now? 20 years? Yeah, about 20 years. I ain't give a lady. 20 years.
Your whole life.
Australia. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So, look here.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But yeah, go ahead.
Right, so New Zealand come start the game, bat first, start slow. After like 10 overs, that was like 57 for 1 or something.
Shh, that half you think gone, boy.
Then Kane Williamson come up to a beautiful masterclass and scoring 85 off of like 42 balls. Brilliant.
Nice.
Beautiful. Get 173. Trent Bolt kind of started bowling for New Zealand. I bowled a wonderful first over. But nobody else on the New Zealand team decide that they want to come out and show up and bowl today and give a proper showing of themselves when it comes to the final of the Cricket World Cup 2021. I don't understand how you got 6 bowlers and the only boy that decided that they could bowl have decent today was going to be Trent Bolt. Come on, Tim Stody, who's an experienced test cricketer who has played all over the world, take all these wickets, I think. But today, you decide that you have an off day.
Man, he ain't had his swing. He ain't had his swing today. He ain't had his slip corner.
I don't know what happened. I got a lot of technical difficulties. Today as boys.
It's alright.
that's
You can work
happening.
through them, man.
Yeah, man. But so boys worry about more Saudi ball crap. Malay ball absolute garbage. That Saudi. Oh my god, he went for runs on top of runs.
Yeah, the little bit I did see. Corner, I don't know.
And then Cameron and they got no other bowling options. Poor lad. You gotta. Oh my god, man. But congrats to the Australians that did play well. Zappa played well as well the whole tournament. He should have been MVP. Not sure if he did get it. But congrats to that, yokes. I never want to see West Indies play in this tournament again. To me,
yeah, West Indies did not show up at all. Well, they did show up, but you know,
that's not what
spectator sport.
Exactly.
That's not what literally touchdown. Oh, Jesus. That all them get literally touchdown. Oh my god, trash ass team. The most improved team to me would have been Pakistan, for sure. Shahid Afridi. Come on, sir, you are one of the best bowlers in cricket, in world cricket right now, for sure. Who else deserves a mention? I think Namibia deserves a mention for getting through to the Super 12 stage and give a better showing of themselves than the West Indies cricket team for the last time. South Africa shoot themselves in the foot as again such a great nation, but like garbage in this tournament consistently. You're not giving themselves a proper showing. I'll be so disappointed if we were associated with South African Cricket Association. Sri Lanka want to do all right, man. I ain't counting still book porn or nothing. Bangladesh.
They do better in West Indies.
Yeah, it's the worst team in the tournament was West Indies by far. Let me not count. Even in Bangladesh, come on.
Even Afghanistan and all these other teams.
Afghanistan, Scotland, Ireland, all these places did better in West Indies. All of them gave a decent showing of themselves and show some potential. The West Indies, man.
Super, like a super disappointment.
Yeah. Them at South Africa for sure, I would say. India, if you have too much talent, if you're doing that poorly and not even making semi-finals. England.
Who's in the semi-finals? I'm not sure who's in semi-finals.
So England, Australia, New Zealand, and Pakistan would have been in semi-finals.
Okay. And who came third? England?
I don't know if they had a third place playoff, to be quite honest with you. I don't think they had. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's that. Australia with their first T20 Men's World Cup win. Congratulations again. David Warner came good in the tournament. With you know what? This is an exact comparison for your boy Chris Gayle. Because let me tell you something. David Warner come in the tournament and they had no runs. And back David Warner. David Warner can score 50 today though in the final though. Where Chris Gayle at? Can you make the man get there? David Warner can score 50 in the semi-final though. Where Chris Gayle at? Chris Gayle can do nothing. So I'm backing a loser. David Warner was on the front, on the net, on the touch, sure. But I had a man that could do it, that could still produce Christopher Henry Gayle.
I think everybody got Chris Gayle's number at this point, though, to be honest.
I got everybody know that team, but anyway.
No, I mean, feeling sides. I think people figure out Chris Gayle in some form or the other. Because he neutral right now. He don't score. So
he's like, I don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
I want a defamation of character allegation lawsuits upon my desk first thing tomorrow morning. So move off. But Chris Gayle, you can see the direct comparison between Chris Gayle and David Warner. You can see that both were out of touch, both were out of net, but one produced and one did not. One made it to the finals and did excellent for the team in the finals, and one could not produce. That's all I have to say. Full stop. The World Cup on a whole was very well done. Shout outs to Abu Dhabi for putting on a great tournament. The pitchers were good coming on to the end. The excitement in the cricket was good. The crowds were good as well. So it's really good to see cricket back at its full potential.
Abu Dhabi gonna be so rich, man.
Bruv.
If them had the World Cup there, and then the final Grand Prix going to be in Abu Dhabi as well.
World Cup. I mean, Abu Dhabi is really not the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have to say on that matter, though, guys.
Next one, England versus Albania.
Yeah, Albania. So Harry Kane scores a hat trick. He can only do it for his country. No, can't do it for his club, Tottenham. Understandable. Can't get the service at Tottenham that you would get at the international level. So just shout out to Harry Kane for scoring a hat trick. That was just
But
yeah. But I just showed the man level, right? My class.
Yeah, the man hard. That was my city one and thing, but
just like anybody else, to be a good striker, you need good midfielders, good wingers in order to be able to give you the ball in order to be in goal scoring positions. So if that's not happening, then your striking career is going to suffer. But the man's just class.
This is true.
And
so
then,
yeah, what you say?
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Nah, I had the just thought. So you said you go.
No, I got the shot, so you go now. They enjoyed the start.
So I just gonna tell anybody that out there that if they're looking for somebody that can still a relationship with them, true thick at 10, I think get Tottenham fan because of disappointment. So disappointment ain't nothing to them.
Funny word.
So ladies,
yeah, Tottenham man.
You get Tottenham man. You are a winner. You are a man that accustomed to certain things. You get a Chelsea man. If you are a man that's living the past and give stories, you get Manchester United fan, man.
How do I compare this though?
And the last one, quote, Steven Gerrard appointed as Aston Villa manager this week. What are your thoughts on that, quickly?
Yeah, my Liverpool fans think that it was a little bit premature for him to go into management at this level, but I just wish Gerrard the best. He was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. He's proven himself there at Rangers in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's time now for him to just prove his mettle in the Premier League. I think he has the tools, and he definitely can get through it. So yeah, wish him the best.
He definitely got the experience too.
Yeah, man.
He's been playing football for a long time.
He's got them players in every sport that you could say would do well as part of a team organization. He's definitely one of the people that you could see that while he was playing.
Yeah. Agreed.
I've been hearing about Steven Gerrard since was in like primary school or something. Yeah. I think that's it for our show today, people. We had a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure always sharing the space with my guy Raivon and my brother Cody. Again, it's been an exciting and enjoyable session. So hope you guys who are watching enjoy that as well as I did. Don't forget, leave a like on this live so it can get shared. YouTube will do its thing and send it out to people. That time, by this, we'll get more traction. Also, subscribe to the channel because we're doing this every single week. We got some exciting pictures coming up. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on Instagram at @HastroBros, on Twitter at @HastroBros, and on YouTube at @HastroBros as well. So leave your comments. We definitely address those as well. We reply to you. We like your comments as well if they're likable. If you didn't enjoy the stream, let us know why. Like, we definitely welcome any feedback that you guys have. That will help us to grow and help us to improve these live streams as well. But again, I thank you for your company. Thank you for coming out, and I appreciate it totally 100%. Anything from you guys?
Right, just echoing what you're saying. You said it best. Had a good session, had some fun. I know we can't really see Cody, but this thing look a little better than you, boy, Cody. But yeah, we had a good blast. We had a blast as usual, man.
Yeah,
love to see the turnout that we get. We keep on coming. We can try to have a blast for you too, viewers watching out there. As just echoing Hansel again, just don't forget to follow us on the different socials to keep up to date with the posts that we have. So That's basically it for me.
Yeah. Anything from you, brother Coates?
If you want more drunk uncle comedy and commentary,
Thought to you. That's mine. Yeah. Oh, also, if you guys are interested in having a discussion with the Hastro Bros, definitely reach out to us at hastrobros@gmail.com. We definitely welcome you. Just let us know what your interests are, what you want to talk about. If you got a bone to pick with Cody in UFC or basketball or whatever, if you want to come talk F1, if you want to come talk whatever sport you're interested in, definitely reach out and we'll try to accommodate you as well.
just not lacrosse. Nobody talking lacrosse on this.
RBS ball.
Yeah, nothing of that sort, but the main topic, the main sports that we talk about here week in and week out, definitely reach out and we'll try our best to welcome you in and have you in the discussion. You don't always have to stand for the entire time, like that's fine, but if you're interested, definitely reach out. So with that said, thanks Hastro family for coming out. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week, same time, same